starting.
Well, I woke up a lot, but I also got damn tired when I got home.
Oops, we showed this live though.
Hey
everybody! Welcome into another edition of another episode of the company. How's everybody doing? Today is February 3rd, 2022. We are deep into the Winter Olympics. I'm not sure if anybody's been watching.
Nobody.
Oh, that's the thing.
Deep.
Yeah, that is
all right.
Okay.
I was in the gym watching the thing where they like sweep the ice with the pizza thing on it. I don't know what it's called.
Curling?
Zamboni?
Go.
Oh. Wait, is the Olympics on?
That's what he just said. You know,
I didn't know that they were on either.
I heard y'all talking when he said it, so I didn't even know it was on already. Let me turn to it.
They are on it. I saw curl. I don't know why they would be showing that randomly unless they were already started. I would think. Anybody want to fact check me?
On. I had no clue, guys.
Okay, so the Olympics have started. I'd have felt real bad if they didn't, and I was talking shit.
Google that shit.
But a lot of people are saying they're not going to watch the Olympics because China is sponsoring it, and they're mad doing a bunch of things. They're making all the Olympic participants. What's up?
Well, tell them to turn off their fucking cell phones and their televisions and laptops. Then, if that's the case.
All right.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying, don't like it, don't watch it.
If you're gonna go all in, let's go all in. No, I'm just saying,
sense.
where's your shit, man? If you want to go all in, go all in.
Yeah,
Don't think motherfucker. That's just how I view things.
Yeah, like I said, I think one of the things they're doing is everybody that's participating, they have to have an app or something on their phone that lets the government see what they're texting in and out of their phones and see who they're talking to and all that stuff.
So I just wouldn't hear from me. Yeah, because I'm not playing that. You ain't putting in my phone. I'm just not texting nobody.
Well, yeah, they're telling a lot of people are just leaving their phones home. A lot of people are just leaving.
Right.
So so that is going on. The Olympics is going on. Wild. If you're watching it, hope you're entertained. I tried, didn't work out for me. I don't think I'm going to try again.
Who the fuck watches the Winter Olympics though?
People.
Yeah, which ones?
Some.
I'm pretty sure there are some Winter Olympic enthusiasts, but we don't live in the area where people even give a shit. Like hockey, nobody cares. Skiing, what? Curling, I don't even know what that is.
Well, you do, but it has a different context.
Hey, what's the ski event where they be skiing cross country and they got to shoot shit? I like that one.
The auto. I want to say Autobahn, but it's not it. What is it called?
It's not.
I don't know, but that shit's kind of dope. We're a live show, so fuck it, niggas. You're gonna see us Google stuff.
The Iditarod is the dog race, right?
Yeah. Cross country skiing. Is that it?
Oh, is it called cross country?
I don't know.
I thought it was try something. Or try.
But there's one where they're shooting. They shoot as well. I don't know if that's the same one.
That's the triathlon, right?
No, man.
No.
Jesus Christ. That's the Summer Olympics.
I was gonna let you flourish.
I'm in the South. We don't know. I'll Google it.
Oh, the biathlon is what it's called. Cross country skiing and rifle shooting.
Wait, he was close. He was one off.
Oh, what did he say?
Close. I gave him one extra event. I said triathlon.
Oh, okay. Good job.
Yeah.
Good try.
Boom.
Good try. Good job.
Yeah, right.
He gave them extra effort.
Yeah, let's give him half a credit.
I would have gotten some points for as close as I was if this was a test or something of the sort.
Oh. Yeah, that's
anyway, so that's going on. If you're enjoying the Winter Olympics, enjoy on. I hope it's bringing you all the joy in the world. And if you're one of the people that are complaining that the Olympics is happening, where it's happening, and what's happening at the Olympics is happening, don't watch it. Because nobody cares what you think.
No, because their inflatable dolls are from there too.
Hey, if anybody was wondering, that's Evil Sosa talking.
Thank you, Brian.
Sosa's carbo loading right now. So he can't come on camera. So a few things have been going on over the past few weeks, other than the Olympics that we wanted to talk about. I know Izzo wanted to talk about the NFL issue. Whoopi got in trouble for saying some things that somebody found to fit. What is that? Okay.
Sorry.
So Whoopi got it.
You knew that was Sosa.
Oh,
I'm cleaning up.
Whoa. Don't say
yeah.
You
Whoopi
cleaned
got in
up.
trouble
What are you
for
doing?
saying some things that somebody found offensive, and now she was suspended for 2 weeks from her job. We'll talk about that, and of course, we have something of a coming of age topic, just to see how old and washed up we are at the end of the show. First, we wanted to get into the NFL issue because it is almost time for the Super Bowl, and that is where everybody is looking right now at what's going on. Izzo, you wanted to talk about this. Explain to us what's going on so we can all
right,
give our uneducated opinions.
Hold on, let me do something. You said uneducated opinions?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Before you start,
No,
before you shout out to the Cowboys, they're gonna win it this year. Oh, shit. Never mind. Never mind.
Damn.
We them boys. Marcus leaving
in here?
Huh?
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, but if anybody's been under a rock, but I don't know who's watching, but Brian Flores is the really recently former coach for the Miami Dolphins. He was fired how long ago? About a month ago? Not a month. About 2-3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. Monday. You know, the Monday after. Was it a Monday or the Tuesday? Just so
I thought it was Black Monday.
Black Monday, yeah.
It was the Monday after the last game of the regular season. He was fired for them after having an 9-8 season. Everybody thought everything was on the up and up. He was fired. Everybody was in an uproar. We all was like, damn, there goes another we were down to two black coaches at that time. It was still David Culley. Is that right?
Yep.
David Culley was still the coach of the Texans at the moment, and then he was fired a day or two later. So we were down to one. Omar Epps in Pittsburgh.
That's right.
God damn it. Respect my coach.
I respect him. All right, Mike Tomlin. So, we had our uproar for a while. We even talked about it on the show. Uproar while we're down to one black coach. Blah, blah, blah. Normal stuff. So on Monday or Tuesday, get my timeline right.
I think it was Tuesday.
All right, on Tuesday, it comes out that first in the day that Tom Brady really retired, because on Saturday, Sunday, they said, oh, yeah, he is going to retire, and then he rescinded, and they said might. Then he was going to think about it. It was day to day. He retired. That was news for like all of maybe 3 hours. Then around 4 or 5 o'clock, Brian Flores, the former coach of the Miami Dolphins, chose to release a press statement that he's filing a class action suit against the NFL for institutional racism, for the fact that the NFL has bad practices in hiring minorities. Just for a backstory, the NFL is, as of this morning, I actually read it, is 71% black player-wise. 71%. 71%. Just think about that for a second.
That's a lot.
But there is one black head coach in the NFL. So the NFL is 32 teams. That's roughly 3%. So
yeah.
Before we get in more details, do you guys think the class action suit is something that should happen, or is too much? Will it ruin his career, or does it matter, or is this actually going to cause change?
Before you continue, just to add on to, I don't know if you're going to touch this on later on, but he's also suing the Dolphins, the Broncos.
Oh, the Dolphins, the Giants, and the Broncos. Yes.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, of course, for the obvious. The Broncos for the
also because of the tanking.
Yes,
also.
The tanking. Yeah, good point.
The tanking, please.
The tanking. Explain. Oh, go ahead and explain, Nick, real quick for the Dolphins.
So a couple years ago, the owner, Stephen Ross, is punk behind. He it's alleged that Mike Flores said that the owners offered to pay him $100,000 for every loss that they would get to incentivize them to get a better draft pick. This would have been the draft of Joe Burrow.
Okay.
But he didn't want to do that, so they kept winning, as he should. But again, incentivizing tanking by the owner is what's alleged.
Okay.
By the owner. Yep. And then you have the Broncos part that they were named in. Now, he is suing the whole NFL, but he has 3 teams he's going after for their practices. So everybody remembers John Elway, the former quarterback of the Broncos. it's either GM/team president, whichever one. He's the person who hires and fires there. That isn't the owner. So they said he showed up. So, Brian Flores interviewed for that job. In the class action suit, he said that John Elway, for one, showed up to the interview an hour late. 2, looks like he was drunk or / hungover.
Yep.
Just to prove that y'all are not taking these interviews seriously for a person as me, a coach who actually had a great, for somebody who'd been fired, he easily had the best record by far for the last 2 seasons and probably should have been fired because they were on the up and up. Yep. Now for the Giants, I'll let you explain this one, Nick. Because this funny. I'm gonna keep laughing.
This shit right here.
I'm gonna keep laughing. Sorry, because it's how stupid they are. Not that it's funny.
So just to give context too, Brian Flores was part of the coaching staff for Bill Belichick with the Patriots. And so Brian Flores is going to go for interview with the Giants 3 days. In 3 days, he gets a text from Bill Belichick saying, "Congratulations on the job." And he's like, "Well, I got to go out to get an interview for you or something." So yeah, I heard you did really well. You got the job. And then he's like, "Well, I haven't interviewed yet in a couple of days." So then Brian Flores texts Belichick, "Are you talking about me or Brian Dobell or whatever? He's the guy that actually gets the job." And then Belichick's like, "Oh, I meant Brian, the other guy. I effed up. Sorry about this." So essentially, Brian Flores finds out 3 days before his interview that somebody else already has a job, and he knows his interview's gonna be a sham.
Look at Rich.
It's the Dog and Play show,
bro.
He still has to go do the interview, right?
Has it all.
Like he still has to do the interview. Like he
chose to. Yeah, he thought his rationale, if I remember correctly, saying that I'm still going to interview. Maybe I can win them over, even though he already knew that it was ready to wrap before he went.
See, now you see why I had to get you to do it because Rich is laughing. It pissed me off. I had to do nothing but laugh, bro.
I'm trying to see it with a straight face.
Like,
Rich.
Hold on.
And in the interview, he showed screenshots of text messages with him and Bill.
I was gonna say, like, you have digital evidence. Bad. I have to.
We have read the text messages.
So
everybody
now. It had to be done. He had to expose this. The NFL is still a good old boys network. It is going to blackball him. Like he probably will never work for the NFL again.
Never.
Probably not.
And the fact that we know that, real quick, the fact that we know that, excuse me, every network knows that, every media outlet knows that, every journalist I see on here knows that, that's the problem. Why should he be black? I'm being the antagonist now. Why should he be blackballed for standing up to something we all know is bullshit? If a league is 70% black, why can't a black person lead anything in the league?
In essence, he's the fucking whistleblower.
That's fine. I mean, I know the first person is that way, but when are we going to not we? Because
my point is
not be that person, but why is that okay? No, I know the answer, but I just want to get it out there. Just to say it.
My thing is, in recent times, the whistleblower has not been punished. He's going to get punished. Maybe he might get paid off.
Well, that might be his punishment. Do y'all think change is going to happen with this suit?
No.
Well, it should. The only way that's going to happen is if everybody in power is removed. The good old boys, the whole thing about the good old boy system is that nobody can dethrone these people because they're so powerful.
You can only chip away. It doesn't go away overnight.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be the key thing, right? Because let's just call a spade a spade. There is a lot of money involved.
Oh, it's not.
And that's going to be that. Because I mean, think about how much money flows through that organization and what you would have to actually deconstruct to be able to get to where there's actual institutional change. And the people who have the power don't want to relinquish it. So
and they won't. They're not going to voluntarily step down.
Well, no, and even with the lawsuit itself, even with the lawsuit, what the owners are going to say is, we're just hiring who we feel is the best person for the job. We're not trying to purposely do it. So as far as the actual lawsuit itself, it's going to be hard to prove. Even with this, it's still going to say and until there's more owners of color. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell these owners who they want to hire. That's what it's going to come down to. They don't want to be told
right. And I think that's because even listening to like that last one, if you have like the only one that has, I guess, like any credible weight to it might be that one. Because like it's literally there is a timetable showing that y'all just doing this dog and pony show for whatever reason. Now, this is what I honestly think is truly going to happen. They're going to try to just settle this away to the point where my man can like buy his own island somewhere, like enough money to do that. It's pretty much what it's going to come down to.
Side note, so Jacksonville Jaguars just hired Doug Peterson, another non-black coach.
What the fuck? He's not that great of a coach.
Okay, continue, Rich. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh my God,
no,
you're fine. You know,
excuse my next phrase. White people be white people in NFL. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to.
That's a
like
phrase.
At the end of the day, what's going to come down to is they're going to settle this, and then unless there is like a massive like push from every angle, including the players, you're probably not going to get much isn't going to happen.
Close to no more. Sorry, Rich. He didn't come close to no more after that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, before he even gets to the discovery phase of like going through emails and whatnot, they're going to sell this way. It's too much money for the NFL. They're not going to go that far.
Nope.
If they try to dismiss the case, that gets denied. They're going to sell this case with the quickness.
So I got a question. Just let's just say Flores wants to take this all the way. I'm not settling shit. We go into discovery. What do you think happens then?
Years, if not decades.
Yeah. Well, he's got time. He's young.
Does he? Because let's also say it this way too, right? There's only so much traction that a case can get, right? Because like right now it's hot. But think about how fast we've forgotten about any other scandal that goes on until there's some big reveal that comes out about it.
We still talk about Cap though.
But do we see Cap on like ads now?
But Cap never really spoke. That's the thing too.
That's different. I was gonna say that.
After the initial time after the initial time when they asked him why are you sitting down, he said his reason why. You never really heard him say anything else after that.
Right.
Minus just regular press conferences. But that's talking everywhere right now.
And I think that's the other side of the coin too, because if he decides to take it to that next level, like you said, there's not only going to be like decades, but anything my man says from this point forward could be used against him. So he's probably so he's going to have to reel that in too, which also shuts the media like firestorm down about it.
But do you really think there's not going to be another scandal? Cap was only 5 years ago.
Yes, I mean there of course there could be, but I mean let's also look at the rule of odds, right? Like if we're talking about there were only 3 coaches already, and you have one, what are the other two going to actually do to actually have enough traction, if you will, to make this happen? Because it's not just going to be them, right? Because with any movement, right, it's like you could have the most impactful movement ever, or cause, excuse me. But when it gets down to is you have to have people that are following you to create that social change. Right now, it's that's going to be the hard part. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be done, but that's going to be the hard part because you're going to have to basically you're going to have to say all the players are going to have to kind of band together and be like, look, we ain't doing nothing. But then that also
other black coaches who's going to want to, I don't want to say ruin, but give up the chance of being a coach to go alongside Flores.
That's the problem. Why we gotta be so scared to shake the table, like just for what our right is? Now I understand. I know y'all answer, and I know my answer to that. That's the problem. Like my thing is like we pretty much move the needle in this league. Like there is no denying that. Without the players, there is no league. No. Like I'm gonna keep asking, like, why does magically? And I mean, I know it's more so what you're used to and who your homies are and who you more associate with. Mm-hmm. But just like, for example, like a couple years back, not a couple years back, but a long time ago, like when Mike Tomlin was in runnings for other head coach position before he ultimately got his, I can't remember what owner said it, but it came out, it leaked. They said he's too hip hop. What the fuck is hip hop about Mike Tomlin?
What?
But that just proves my point. If you black, you're quote unquote hip hop.
Yeah.
Like these people are so out of touch, bro. It's so out of touch.
There is
it bothers me because I
much,
love football so much, and it's like
very much a
God
very
damn.
much a plantation overseer mentality in the NFL.
Yeah,
They
Rob.
want. You got to think
he
they
tore your
want.
Packers a new home.
Hey,
That's a good reason to hate him. I ain't mad at that.
the fact that he did that to the Packers, I love him then, because fuck them.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a Bears fan.
Yes, I am.
The Bears.
That Bears.
But what you're saying, Brian? Sorry.
No, I'm saying there's still very much a plantation overseer mentality in NFL. Whenever a team does well, they don't congratulate the team. They say the coach has good players. The coach did a very good job with those boys. Mm-hmm. So there's always that leader mentality they want to have over the NFL. When the quarterback's white and he does well, he's a great leader of men. You know, he led the team to a victory. They don't want to let that trope go.
Nope.
And you feel like when you put too many black men in leadership or black people in leadership, because I believe there may be some women out there that can lead the NFL as well, you lose that mentality. And right now, it's just all mental for this whole. It's all mental. The people have made as much money as they'll ever make. They don't have to worry about making more. Right now, it's a mental thing. But we want to keep our hold over this league.
But what's the difference between like the NBA, and I can't say relinquish power because that sounds kind of weird, but they give players more say so when it comes to, you know, having a seat at the table, how the league should be viewed, how they, you know, they kind of incorporate like the player's personality into the league in the NBA.
And they probably look at the NBA like it's out of control. They probably talk about the NBA like it's out of control.
Who they?
Oh, they definitely do.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean they like the people on the outside?
Yeah, the owners of the team.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Look, they let the inmates run the asylum over there in the NBA.
But yet it's flourishing though.
I think
because
think about it, you got in the NBA, you got one black owner, half the coaches are black, or just about half the coaches are black.
Real quick, the ownership part of that doesn't even bother me that much. We don't have a lot of black billionaires or whatever. I understand that. That actually doesn't bother me. Yeah, capital is everything, but that's a whole different story. We can't change that overnight. But like the NBA gets it. Like like you said, over half the league coaches are black. You have several black GMs. You have several black team presidents. Yeah, and they're doing all right.
That
possibly think weird to me.
Do you possibly think it's the international money that helps out?
Some of the NBA.
Because the NBA is big in Africa. Like they have that campaign.
And you didn't even say China.
No.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they tried to pull out of China. I don't remember that part. Yeah. But I know they're big in Europe, and I know they're big in Africa.
That's a valid point, because the thing is you have to show more than just a bunch of like one face and power. That kind of probably makes some of these places think of colonialism. So that kind of makes sense.
I'm just saying, because we have
notice a hell of a valid point.
That's actually a good point.
That's a very good point.
Because where's the NFL big?
United States. America, that's it. They keep trying Mexico and Europe.
Canada.
Nobody fucking cares.
Right. Maybe Mexico.
They don't care.
Europe.
Well, that's not football to them.
No, England. In most countries it's two start and stop.
Basically. But that's it, exactly.
Start and stop to them.
Because they don't they have one game a year in England. They might have 2 games a year in Mexico. But that's it.
They keep pushing those games and nobody watches them.
Exactly. Yeah. Might as well be a Thursday night game.
That would be the best time to have that shit.
Fuck, man. So yeah, I think because baseball is the same way. Like baseball is an international game. Basketball is an international game. So
hockey, I mean, not hockey's a totally different thing, but hockey's more of an international game as well. I mean, it's white as hell. It is. And because it's in cold places, us brothers in cold places, so that's natural. But it is more international. Football makes the money here. In the grand scheme of things, football is not king at all in the world.
No,
it's actually kind of low in the list. Yeah,
it's America's pastime.
It's America's pastime now. Baseball has been blitz.
I don't. To be honest with you, like if I had a kid that could play any sport, as far as where I would want him to go in his life, I don't think I'd push him towards football.
No.
I mean, that would pretty much keep him in a regional area.
I can tell you, I
entire
wouldn't.
life.
I'm not.
Yeah, if they want to play, if I have kids, they want to play.
I'm not.
If they want to play, they can play.
But that's not
I
what
mean,
I'm gonna push on them.
I'm like, you want to travel the world,
Right? They want to
put a soccer ball in front of you.
Well, I think they gotta be older too. If they want to, and they're older.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do you do if you're a football player that can't play pro? Go to wrestling, be a bouncer,
Sell you
coaching. But
Coaching.
then there's a ain't no glass ceiling. It's a damn opaque ass brick steel ceiling. But that's the truth. Many go into coaching even at high school, college, community college, NFL, and then it stops. You don't get to the top.
You know what? But I guess
so that's actually the lead thing for a lot of players to do as coach.
So I'm not of the sports, right? But the thing I'm wondering about is you brought up the point about coaching, right? Mm-hmm. So if there is already an existing pipeline of coaches being able to move forward, and if we're already saying that there is literally a concrete ceiling with rebar, it's reinforced, how is it that there really hasn't been a breakthrough yet? Because it's not like the NFL is like, it's not like this pipeline, if you will, is a new thing.
No.
I will say this real quick. The NFL is full with a lot of owners who have owned the team for so long too. And it's a lot of that same thinking. There are a few teams like the Panthers has changed ownership in the last 5 years. And but like, for example, like the Cincinnati Bengals was founded after Paul Brown left the Browns. Cincinnati Bengals. They started that in Cincinnati because he's Ohio native. So that has been in the family since the 60s. You have like
the Rooney's
Bears.
Yeah, and like Pittsburgh, like the Hines have owned it for so long. So that's, I think, but they're different because
they got the
Rooney's
Rooney,
different.
yeah.
But like, I think that's part of the major, it could be major issue. A lot of it ingrained in that. Baseball's a little different because they went international, went to the islands and shit. That's their cash crop now. But I think that's it. But I think these people just been rich so long, they've never been around other people. But my thing is, I want to win. Winning puts money in my pocket. I don't give a damn if you're a damn Smurf and I have to prop you up on the damn scissor lift to see the game. I'm gonna hire you if you a great coach.
Fuck that.
Well, no, you don't want them dirty Smurfs running your league.
You don't
let one in. You let one in.
But that's the point.
It's supposed to walk away.
So just said, man, I'm out.
But it's the truth. If you go put winning, go talk to what's his name, Robert Kraft. Who the hell on earth was a Patriots fan before 2002? Had you ever met a Patriots fan?
Nope.
Do you really remember seeing the Patriots even on TV very much? They were like the Sacramento Kings of the NFL for a while.
Just when the Bears bust that ass in the Super Bowl.
So I was 3.
That's fine. They still busted that ass in the Super Bowl.
I know. But that's the point, man. I just don't get it. I just think the rich people who think they know what they're doing and they don't got a clue what football really is. And I think they ruin it once it gets to the top. Like even college and SEC has had black coaches here and there. Like their percentage ain't as high, but I've seen them at schools. I've seen them in the ACC. I've seen them in Texas has had a black coach. Florida's had a black. Like it's insane.
See, I think that's
even in the heart of the South, but in NFL, shit, that motherfucker is Alabama 1960.
And I think that's where it becomes weird, right? Because to the point you just made is that you have coaches in all of these other spaces, except once you move to that next level, then it stops. Just by rule of odds, like if the capacity to play, the understanding of the field, the ability to motivate, all of these things are qualities that if 70% of your league, just by simple odds, 70% of your league is a representative of one demographic, there should be more than 3. Like it's just
they should odds. Be, but we're not considered smart enough to lead men.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
They still say slick shit about Lamar Jackson. Huh?
Who was the coach that said that back in the 80s? There was a football coach, and he was being interviewed. It might have been the 70s or 60s. And
Brian, you are absolutely right. I heard that, and they fired that motherfucker too.
Yeah.
No. I'm getting it confused with what you're saying. No, just real quick. Somebody for the Brooklyn Dodgers said something about Jackie Robinson, and Branch Rickey fired them. I heard that a couple days ago when they were talking about this topic. That's what it was. Never mind.
And they asked him, why aren't there like black coaches in the NFL? And he was like, they just don't have the mental capacity to do it. And he tried to backstep, like, with black people, and I played with black people, and we were teammates.
I remember they guys got the NBC.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
My thing is,
I'm pretty sure Rob will remember. I was going to try to find the audio, but
I remember
that mentality. That's still the idea. That's still the thought process. This shit don't change. Nobody is there to tell these people they're wrong. So that just grows.
There you go, Brian.
Yeah. And then if we get a job, if the black coach gets the job, they on a short leash. And then they don't get the second job. I'm still waiting for Jim Caldwell to get the job. That guy Dan Campbell just stunk it up, and he kept there.
He made one of the shittiest franchises in sports actually have a winning season, and somehow he gets fucking fired.
And he went to the Super Bowl and went to Super Bowl. He didn't win it, I don't think, but he went to one.
But
that's Rob's comment. Something that happens. If a team knows they're going to suck, they hire a person of color. The team sucks. Then they lay the blame on that coach.
See,
we tried it, huh?
Hugh Jackson is another. Hugh Jackson is another one.
So they say we tried it. It didn't work out. So let's never hire another black person. Like that one black man that they hired for that spot represents the entire black race. So apparently, if he failed, all the rest of them are going to fail too.
And we can't turn down a job too. Now you got to take that job because like Josh McDaniels, he turned down the Colts.
That motherfucker is allowed to turn down so much.
Yes.
And yet we keep seeing he ain't the greatest head coach. He's good at being an OC, but he's not a head coach.
He's good.
Maybe he can prove himself now. Maybe he learned something.
He's good recording things, but that's not my business. But again, a black coach, they can't turn down a job.
Yeah.
So it's just real quick. To his old point about 5 minutes ago, the NFL has been around
since 1919 or 1920, one of them years. So
that's 100 years.
100 years, yeah.
So we're talking about an established organization. The Bears was one of the founding teams. They still have the same ownership.
It's still under what's the family?
McCaskey.
Oh, okay.
And they still have, which was Hallis, McCaskey.
Yeah, Hallis. Because I remember you always had GSH on your damn sleeves. Yeah.
So the last 10 years, they've been criticized for not having a football person to hire football personnel, staff.
Okay.
In the last year, they finally got somebody who's a football person, and they finally hired a GM who happens to be black. Young guy, but he happens to be black. And he hired a white dude. Some people say that's a missed opportunity. Possibly, yeah.
Maybe.
Huh?
No, I'm just saying, you said possibly, but I don't necessarily think that could be.
I feel like it was a miss because he could have hired black GM, could have hired a black coach. And, of course, people would have said, oh, whatever. But if he hired a quality black coach, there's not much you can say. But there was a missed opportunity there. But my point is, and I hate to say it because they haven't been in a long time, but they could be an anomaly because all of a sudden you hire a black GM. Like, how about we give you bum ass to fucking Canada?
Say hell, what was up? I was looking at
non-vax Aaron Rodgers ass motherfuckers.
No, it could have, but you're right. It could be a mixed opportunity, or he was an unbiased person, didn't just run to a black person. Like,
no, you're right.
Run to white people. I know it's like it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Like,
if he would have hired somebody would have said something. If he didn't hire, somebody would have said something. So,
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
But
well, see, that's the
my important. Like my point is, the takeaway is they hire someone who's not a coach to take a GM spot. I can't tell you how many black GMs there are in the league, but I know we got one. So,
yeah,
I just hope he gets a fair shot.
That's the
they don't have
the hazard for being when they take a black person and put him in that kind of position. That's the hazard, man. It's like now I got to hire. Do I hire the best person for the job, or do I fill this cabinet with black people?
Right. No. Right.
If I fill this cabinet with black people, then obviously I'm only hiring these people because they're black and they might not even be qualified. So how do I do this? And that is a lot of pressure when you have one black man in the entire league in that type of position.
And to compare that and to kind of piggyback off that, the last GM was there 7 years. They only had one winning season. Same guy who fucking picked Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and fucking Patrick Mahomes. So, like, you got to put that into perspective.
They probably just couldn't afford Patrick Mahomes. That motherfucker was worth $1 billion.
Not as a fucking rookie.
Yeah, my thing is, I'd rather take the L as a person who took the top rated player versus the one who said, I'm going to go 17th down the list and take this guess and fail. I'd rather fail picking the highly rated than that person.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
So I just, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing.
Yeah. These things like this aren't going to end until you just, I still think you just need to burn the whole goddamn system down and start over from scratch.
I think he's talking about the government again. I'm
talking about football this time. It's the same thing.
We keep doing the same dance with the NFL since Kaepernick. We've been doing the same dance every end of the season. We keep seeing a handful of niggers have to go.
Government, police,
fight Rob, dude. I'm fighting
NFL.
They ruined Justin
Fields. Anyway, so yeah, that's just one of those things. I'm nervous about this Whoopi thing. I do
look at this segue.
Huh?
Look at this segue.
Yeah. So what do y'all want to do? I'm gonna leave this up to y'all. Y'all want to go ahead to the Whoopi thing, or you want to talk about the fun topic? And
happy Rosh Hashanah.
What the fuck?
I was trying to segue into it.
Don't you got Lent coming up?
Yes, motherfucker. I'm gonna stop drinking. Chill out.
You did that last year.
I mean, but it was hard.
How about like stop shaving for like Lent? Just stop shaving. That way.
Remember, he's retired now,
I
so
can
you
do
know
that now.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So there you go.
So that's all you want me to do? Like, that's not hard. That's not hard.
Stop drinking. That way you can still drink. I'm trying to give you a way out of not drinking.
No. That's not the point. That is not the point. You know, that's not the point, right? It's like
trying to help.
Like, what do you?
I know, I get it, and I appreciate you, but wait, to what Rob said, put the last thing Rob put up.
Because I brought up the Whoopi thing, but I was like, do y'all really want to talk about this? Or y'all
I feel like we should.
It's because I think it's not. It's not. It's because there's several layers to that one.
Okay.
In particular.
All right, so let me bring up her comments. So we're going to talk about the Whoopi Goldberg situation. She was on the View the other day, like she always is, and they were talking about the Holocaust. So Whoopi decided to give her opinion. Oh, excuse me. I done lost the thing. Hold on, give me a second. I got to find it because I took a screreenshot, so it's in.
Sing a song, Sosa.
On this old phone.
No. No.
I'm just playing.
Hey, so to kind of jump the gun real quick. So there have been multiple personalities. Let's just pick ESPN. They've left their comfort zone per se and went to flourish on their own somewhere else. I don't understand why Whoopi couldn't do the same thing. She's a great personality. She's well known. She knows the industry. She has plenty of connections. She knows plenty of people. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a comment.
We can cover that too, but you're right, Sosa. I agree.
Oh, we covered it already. I'm sorry.
We can cover. I'll cover that too.
Oh,
But go ahead, Brian.
All right, so what happened? It says Whoopi in the episode said the Holocaust was about man's inhumanity to man and not about race. When one of her co-hosts challenged that assertion, saying the Holocaust was driven by white supremacy, Ms. Goldberg said, "But these are two white groups of people." She added, "This is white people doing it to white people, so y'all going to fight amongst yourselves." As she continued to speak, the music came on, indicating a commercial break. They cut this woman off in the middle of her sentence.
Damn. They went Grammys on
mad
her.
about that.
They're like, no.
Stupid.
Yep.
Somebody went
They
Grammys
closed
on
the
her.
curtain on this bitch. They tap dance with the frog and everything. With the
Hello, my baby.
Don't look at this nigga. And they just kept going. So
It's not.
they were so pissed off about what she said, and I don't even think they understood what she said. Not that there's any way to interpret it, but besides what it is, it's the fact that she said Jews on TV, like she was talking about the people that run the media industry, and nobody could figure out where she was going. So before she said anything stupid, they cut her off.
So, and then on top of that, so
Here
there's
goes my lady. Here goes my darling.
So after that, then she went on Colbert show and said the same thing. And of course, ABC. Then I think on another episode they had like the president of the Anti-Defamation League kind of educate her on what she said. Now, the biggest issue with this, right, is the fact that was probably one of the dumbest things I've heard come out of her mouth. And let's explain why. Because literally Hitler said that this was a thing about preserving the master race.
I'm glad you said
so
it.
for her to actually say that this is man's humanity to man and this has nothing to do with race is completely false. Not only that, but you can also have both. They are not things that are mutually exclusive. You can have man's inhumanity to man and simultaneously have it be about race. It's not a foreign concept. So when she made that comment, it was just like, wait, where are you going with this? Like, this doesn't compute, because everything historically has been documented to show that is exactly what this entire thing was.
You hear what you just said. Where are you going with this? That's why she got cut off, because nobody knew where the hell she was going.
Because there's nothing there is no way you can there's no way that it's like it's not about race. Like, well, I mean,
essentially, probably there's no good that could come from that.
It's like, wait, what?
Kind of is, because
right,
blonde hair, blue eyed.
It's like
model.
But they stopped it because there's really nowhere positive that was going to go.
Yeah. Because
No.
So that was right now. Shut up.
That was a Jimmy the Greek moment. Yeah, that was a Jimmy the Greek moment. Yeah.
So,
If I see you,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, if I see you put a noose around your neck and you start pulling a rope from behind the stage, I'm gonna cut you off eventually, because you're gonna hang yourself. So they probably saved her career by cutting that shit short.
Probably, but can I say one thing before I forget? And sorry to cut you off, Rich.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it worth a 2-week suspension? I think not, because Megan McCain, that bitch should have got.
Oh boy,
2 years ago, a year ago, whatever it was.
Yes, sir.
And that should have been at least a month suspension, because the shit. And they brought people on to educate her, and she had the fucking
Cassidy.
I was gonna say the gall, but that works.
She had like she was aggressive towards the people trying to teach her, and it was like, "Where you going, Brian? What you doing? Where you going?" So that's all. Like Megan McCain did all, but Whoopi, come on, man.
Yeah, see, and that I think that
and her last name is Goldberg.
That's the piece that is making this interesting, right? Because let's just be honest, you can't tell somebody how to feel about what's said about them.
Mm-hmm.
So in no way can we be like, well, that didn't seem like it was offensive. Well, I mean, that ain't you either. So whatever. The thing is though is that I don't think it was an extremely stupid thing to say. It was also, I don't think it was meant to be malicious. And then on top of that, she made a public statement on air, had someone from the Anti-Defamation League say that, hey, you know what? Let me inform you about why you were dumb. And then on top of that, they even said, ain't no real reason to cancel her. She, it was a stupid thing she said. So, and, I don't think it was like a malicious.
No,
I wouldn't call it I would even say it was more closer to in line with a mistake. It was a very uninformed opinion.
It was a bless your heart minute.
Thank you. That's probably all. Bless your heart. Let tap her on the shoulder.
Say your stupid heart.
Yeah. Bless your heart. Because go ahead.
I know. Go ahead, man.
It's just that the fact that she was suspended for 2 weeks, and it's like ABC went out of their way in the public statement that they did to go ahead and be like, well, because of what she said, we're going to suspend her for 2 weeks. It's like, yeah, but why? Like, how are you teaching someone in the process of this understanding? Like, it just seems like that just seems like a really, really, especially given the fact that there was such resolve in trying to figure it out on air. Like, why all of a sudden are you going to be like, yeah, we're going to suspend her anyway?
So you learned your lesson, but take the suspension.
Yeah, right. yeah. We know that you got this, but you know what? We just going to do this anyway. You know
what it remind me of? I don't know if y'all watching Ozark. It's one of those situations where you get the crime boss and you're like, we're gonna do everything we can to keep you safe and get you what you want. You just got to turn some people over, but you got to do a year in jail, bro. You got to go. You gotta go to lock up, B.
We can't wipe it clean.
We can't wipe this clean. You got to do 2 weeks. That's all.
That's what you know. What that's a fair point. Yeah. But to Sosa's earlier point, could Whoopi do her own thing? And I'll be honest. Like, she might be the only thing that people watch The View for.
Man,
or one of the few.
Yeah. I mean, Joy. Y'all gonna think I'm weird, but I have watched The View a couple times.
Sure.
Just because I like watching. I'm in the media. I like watching hosts and I like watching people do commentary. So Whoopi is a very strong commentator. She's a very strong person on the show. Of course, she does go off on her old lady tangents. But I don't think anybody else up there can keep anybody's attention other than like the Joy Behar chick.
Joy Behar might be it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Other than that, everybody else is replaceable. Especially the blonde.
I mean, pretty much it has been. Everybody has been replaced.
Yeah.
So if she loses this, if they do end up firing her, because they are getting backlash, there are people on both sides of this. There are a lot of people mad at ABC.
Yeah,
ABC. Mad at ABC for suspending her, and they want to boycott ABC. Blah blah blah. You boycott shit, and that shit don't work. And then there AOC is on her side saying it was unnecessary. AOC so sexy. Hey AOC, you can be on this show. I just wanted to say that.
Get back on topic.
Oh my god!
But anyway, so there are a lot of celebrities that celebrities just want to be seen and heard. So a lot of them are poking their heads out from under the sand, saying, "Fire her! She needs to drop the Goldberg name." So I mean, if she does, I don't know.
Come on,
but then y'all say this is her stage name, right?
That's her stage name.
It's a stage name. Yeah.
So I mean, if they ever wanted to drop the stage name, then shit, drop it.
Well, I'm sorry,
but it is not going to happen. It's not.
But then you got to understand, you can't teach racial tolerance to a black woman who looked like Whoopi, who did not look like Robin Givens in the 80s in Hollywood, about intolerance. Like, she went through this was her life.
Yeah.
She was quote unquote the ugly girl in the 80s.
Man.
And that's in part, that's actually why she took the last name Goldberg.
Yeah.
as her stage name.
I don't know, man. I just
so it's an unfortunate thing because I do think that I still stand by it. It's like, no, that was dumb. Like there's nothing you could say to be like, wait, what? But
that's is that the point though? The point should be
that's the thing.
Punishment should be the same according to crime, right?
Right. And so, they hit her. They hit her for that 2-week suspension, and it's like, yeah, but they literally you could watch and say it's like, hey, she made a mistake. She made a stupid statement.
Yeah.
Immediately during the show, like during the show, they cut that shit off.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't like they had to wait like a week. They weren't pulling a Rogan.
Technical difficulties.
You know how usually somebody will finish the show and then the next show they'll
come the next one they'll come back. Nah, it's like they said
that she was gone.
The commercial things. So it's like cease that shit.
They didn't even know a curtain was on set and that bitch fell on the table.
You're an adulterated idiot.
We're having technical difficulties.
That is hilarious.
It'd be the first time. Be the first time you see the station identification come up.
Oh man, you came back and there wasn't no chair there. The table was smaller. You didn't even know she was there.
Wait, where'd she go?
Whoopi. Who was Whoopi?
Right. They just recasted her as nothing.
You about got canceled because you went on a tangent.
Reboot.
That's why. What did you say about Fame the other day in the chats, Rich?
I was like, I'd rather be impactful than famous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bar.
I've been thinking about that since you said it. I was like, that makes so much fucking sense. Because I couldn't. The holes in the hoops and the shit that you the shit you gotta do.
When people take pictures of you like you're Bigfoot, it's like, nah,
that ain't where it's
at. Because it was when I posted that picture. They took some Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
yeah, because him and Lisa Bonet split up, and they took pictures of this dude coming out of a trailer that he's staying in at his homeboy house. Like this motherfucker was Bigfoot. But you can't have privacy.
And he's not even that important.
Right.
I like you, Jason Momoa. I'm not saying
but in the grand scheme of
society,
societal impact, you know.
And then you got to think too. This and no homo. This was a beautiful fucking couple, and they looked happy in the public.
Everybody
and they
got eyes should know that.
I don't know how that was a homo moment. Okay,
because some people can't deal with that.
People love when something perfect breaks. Just like they jumping on Will and Jada. They love it that they going through some shit.
Or they kind of vibe that with
Megan Good and her pastor.
They did that shit, yeah.
I
love Tupac every year for the last 20 years. Come on.
Yeah, but we had waiting to find something out now. We all had our suspicions, but people waited to find something out. It's like everybody thought Luther was gay, but nobody knew. But if he was around now, there would be tabloid pictures and shit all over the place. Wait for something perfect to fall apart, and we have suspicions, but when it does, we need pictures, we need video, we need audio, everything. We need to know that it's dead, so we can feel better about ourselves. So watching Aquaman fall apart makes people feel better about themselves,
and this is a shame,
man. Y'all some low self-esteem motherfuckers.
But I mean, that's
who is y'all?
Yeah, it's not us.
We both said it's
joining, but now he's joining the Fast and Furious franchise to watch this climb up, watch this glow up.
Are you serious?
I got a question.
He's
in talks. Yeah, he's in talks.
Thank you, Rich.
They couldn't get The Rock to come back, so
that's why pretty much Vin Diesel told this man is almost what he said.
Pretty much. Vin Diesel
come back. Rich, come back.
I wasn't
so do you think, and I think I might know the answer to this, but being impactful versus being famous, we know what's more important, but which is more visual? Not visual.
Being rich.
No, man. Like,
fuck all that rich.
More in the spotlight. Which is more in the spotlight? Being impactful or being famous? Because I feel like we have impactful people that the paparazzi follow too. So
I mean, yes, but there's a certain there's a certain air that comes with that, right? Like if you're in entertainment and it invites like a different type of attention.
Yeah.
Whereas there are people who are impactful, but they just don't have the same fervor, you know? I think
So
that's
Jeff Bezos is impactful.
But then you have those impactful people that would rather be famous, so they have to have a camera around every time they're doing something good.
Okay,
those people don't deserve to be impactful. I want to be impactful. I don't give a shit if anybody ever knows what I do. I just want to do something.
Leave your mark on the world.
I just want to be rich and tell people F off.
You know, all right, you know what? I think this is like I know this is gonna sound weird, but it's like if you have a Wikipedia article, you've done all right.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and write myself up one tomorrow then.
I mean, you can go ahead.
No.
Why not?
Anytime somebody types in narcissist, your goddamn Wikipedia page gonna come up.
You're like Sosa, he chose violence every day.
Every day is violence. Fuck it.
Man wrote his own goddamn page. Narcissist, narc.
But to and because I mean I think this might be a little hypocritical, but I don't want to be famous or impactful. I just want to fade away into obscurity with money. If I can do that.
That's what you said. Be rich.
Dust in the wind. All we are dust in the wind.
I don't care. That's the
saddest fucking song ever written.
I don't. This is trash.
Oh man.
But no,
but yeah, that's a dope thing though. I mean, do you want to be impactful or do you want to be famous?
Well,
as you see,
on one hand, fuck some kids. On the other hand, fuck people. So I don't care.
I mean, like I'm on social media a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe I need to try to unplug more than I do. But you know, you will see this guy. He'll be recording some kids doing something nice. Those kids just wanted to do something nice for somebody. Okay. So they walk towards the guy. He's still holding the camera like, hey, kids, come here. And they come over. He gives them all $100 bill. That's for doing something nice. Why did you have to record yourself giving them $100 bill? Is that so people knew you did it?
No.
So
yes,
when you're trying to be impactful and you start being self-serving, you defeat the entire fucking purpose.
I think that's generally speaking why social media actually portrays it is a narrative that you put out about things that you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Because even to your point, if you know the people who are out there doing the good work, right? And then you have this dude who's just saying like, oh, I'm gonna give these kids $100 for being nice to somebody, right? Sure, that's great, but to your exact point, it's like, well, it's not necessary.
Yeah, Rob.
Oh yes, I hands down agree. If you
record Nick, when we start doing t-shirts and the hats and shit, your shit is gonna say this is trash.
This is trash.
Y'all,
I'm with it. I approve. Yeah, man. People gonna be walking up to me like, man, shit's trash.
Hey, Nick, can you say it? Say it, Nick. This is trash.
Catchphrase.
Dancing with your motherfucker.
Stupid.
Officer Johnny.
What?
Nobody understands.
I don't know. I'm just here.
All right, so quick fun topic here. Damn, I can't get y'all names right.
You started right, then you went awry. You went awry.
Explain your topic. We can give 20-25 minutes of this. Give your topic.
Oh, I don't know what I was watching what made me think of it. It's just kind of like how YouTube pretty much can explain your personality and your interest, and it introduces topics into your algorithm that you didn't think you'd be interested in, but you are, because all these companies do is collect data and know the trends of humans and how we think. Well, so I was just saying, what's the things that you have ended up watching a lot over the, I guess recent times? Does everybody's algorithm change? Like, what's your rabbit hole look like? Like, what plays if you log into YouTube on your Apple TV, Roku, your phone. You click on it, like, what's your page looking like?
I have one question, though.
Like, what you're interested in that we may not know that you're interested in more so.
So
What's your question? Go ahead.
So before I answer, if one of you guys sends something that's not in my algorithm, does that throw my algorithm off? Just that one thing? Okay, well,
in a way it does, but if you don't ever watch it ever again, it'll fall off.
Okay,
that's something.
Like, let's say if I sent you something about like a motor, okay, and you're looking at the thing about the motor, but it's like, what kind of oil they using this motor? So you go to and look up oil. Well, okay. So what does it do to the motor? Then you go and look up what does it do. That's when your algorithm changes.
Yeah, because like if you play something, it'll be there for maybe a day or two, a couple of days. It doesn't see if you're not interested. I notice it falls away
if you're not engaged with it.
Yeah, because I'm like, why do they keep putting this fucking video up? I'll see that
for
like 2 or 3 days.
I just don't want to click on no Medea shit, and I keep getting Medea shit.
I will never. I promise you, I will never send you a Medea YouTube video.
But fucking Rich did.
Wait, whoa. Time out. That was a Netflix trailer. That was a Netflix trailer.
Rich,
that's all it was.
Whoa.
That was all it was. No. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Hey, man.
No, sir.
Hey,
okay, well, let me.
I saw that. I did like this. I said my blackness will not let me click that.
That was dying when you said that.
All right, so let me go through mine. Okay, I got my YouTube up right now.
Oh shit!
And these are probably the things I'm looking at right now. Okay,
I'm gonna do it on my laptop. But go ahead.
Okay, so one is how to raise shrimp in an aquarium. Because I don't know why I'm trying to figure this shit out.
Wait, are you serious?
You know how people have the little teeny shrimp in the aquariums and shit? That's what I was I'm trying to figure that out.
Izzo ain't going to your house.
No, I'm not.
He ain't gotta eat them. You ain't supposed to eat them.
I could be.
That shit is in the air. Nope.
All right. So of course, movie trailers, because I look up a lot of movie trailers. Let's see what else we got up here. And voiceover stuff, because I look up a lot of voiceover talent stuff. Now before, and Saturday Night Live trailers, because I look up shit.
Amazing.
Now before, and my shit has changed since COVID. Like before COVID, when everything was open and we could all do stuff, it was all weight training stuff. What you can do, how to move these muscles here, and all this other shit, all this other type stuff. But since we couldn't do that, since I couldn't work out, I found other things to look up. So now it's those 4 categories, like aquarium shit, voiceover stuff, and then all the other stuff I discussed. So that's where mine is. But that shrimp shit is interesting.
That's cool.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, who's next?
Oh, I thought so was gonna go because he was in thought. I thought he was going. I didn't.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Politics. My people is.
What? See, people cutting grass, running videos, editing videos, and fight videos. Why are you watching people cutting grass?
You know what? Somehow the algorithm has put.
I don't understand. When you're a homeowner, and my brother went through this. Man. My brother will go through this. He's a homeowner, so he looks at people's grass and was like, "How did they do that?"
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so he's trying to figure out how to get the grass look like the watermelon lawnmower from Little Shop of Horrors. But go ahead.
Oh my God. Get it?
Oh no, he watches it to soothe him. I'm sorry.
So it's like it's ASMR.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Okay.
I could see that actually. Yeah.
As long as you're not cutting up kittens in the kitchen, you're good. Sorry, Nick. Bye. Come back, Nick. Anyway, so for me, it's politics. That's actually new. Sports, stand-up comedy, comic book shit. All right, y'all gonna judge me, but I don't give a fuck. The heavy rainstorm, the rain sounds.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That used to be my algorithm, but it doesn't.
Where the screen goes black after 10 seconds, and you just let it ride.
That's what I use my Alexa for. I just let it do the rainstorms all night.
Yeah, but and like movie scenes, like deleted scenes or video clips or shit like that. Like so, a lot of of course, The Sopranos. Watching reviews of the last whatever Boba Fett, Peacemaker. You know, their reactions and their Easter eggs on that.
Mm-hmm.
Ambulance and gin mixers.
You said gin mixers?
Yeah.
Mixed feed is Kevin Hart.
Actually, it's Aaron Rodgers, anti-vax, Colin Kaepernick.
Wow. Hey, so I think the flip side to what Izzo was saying was, what would yours look like when you were 20, Brian? So what would yours have looked like
if it would exist?
If it was existing.
If it would exist when I was 20?
Yeah.
That would be a lot of mixtapes randomly.
Through wet t-shirt, probably. I don't know.
God,
but no, it's YouTube. It has to be also.
It's not nudity. No, it's not nudity. YouTube has it. Type it in there.
He's actually right.
Oh, is it? I've never tried to look for anything on YouTube.
I didn't either.
Brian is so uncouth.
Fucking lawnmower with rocket fuel in it when I was 20.
Oh, and fight highlights. I like watching fight.
Oh, I would have been watching a lot of fight stuff when I was in my earlier days too. Not the organized shit. I'm talking about like street fights.
You talking bum fights?
Man name?
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo Slice type shit.
Okay.
That was horrible. A horrible person.
I think mine would have been. Oh, I'm sorry. And the dodo. Whenever I'm feeling bad about humanity, I go watch the dodo.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah, those are explain what the dodo is, but
yeah. So the dodo is like you saw a sick puppy on the road and you pick them up and rescue them. They got kangaroos, pandas, they got all kind of shit.
Bastard.
Shut up. Okay, but you know, when I'm hating people, I go watch the dodo. And I would have done that in my 20s too. So
catch me crying in the library in college watching somebody save a puppy. Hell no. Show me
all right, I'm done. Sorry.
All right, who was next? That was Izzo, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Izzo. He ain't said nothing all
show.
I
thought you saying I said him. Mine. Well, come on,
velvet couches.
Yes. Actually, Cologne. Cologne is one.
Not Brute.
No, not Brute. Cologne is one.
Fabergé?
No, not a Fabergé either. Gamecock football, Rob's favorite. Dan Lebitard, he probably knows who that is. He's a radio / journalist out of Miami. He still work on ESPN. I actually watch video game clips of certain games. It's something I've gotten into since the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Weirdly, and I don't even play my PlayStation that much.
Well, you know what, Izzo, I'll agree with you on that. I'm more of a game watcher than a player. Like I can watch people play games, but I'm not a player.
It's interesting and real nerdy. Like I used to play the hell out of NCAA and was really, really good at it, even when I played online. And I go back and watch those games because I miss playing. Waiting for it to come back next year, then I'll buy a PlayStation 5. Comedy podcasts are popular on mine. Of course, any football's on mine. I'm trying to see real quick.
Foosball.
I actually watch a lot of videos about the economy. The CNBC videos and Vice. I watch a lot of videos about the economy. Don't know how I got into that. Another one is city planning. I've gotten into. Why? I don't know. I watch a lot of videos on city planning.
Wow.
Izzo,
let's take over.
Izzo.
Yeah,
Izzo.
I'm not seeing you because I'm not on the screen. But if you're looking at the screen, I hear you. Can you hear me, my nigga? I hear you.
You're washed. Niggas watching city planning videos. You're washed. Where these flowers gonna go? You're washed.
Other two things I can think on top of my head. I watch ones where this thing called the Try Guys, where they like have to make food.
Yeah.
I watch those. Those are interesting.
Yeah.
And then the other ones, it's like old TV shows that people have like, mostly black, that they've like found on people's VHSs, and then they'll get all the episodes and load them online.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's what I've gotten into.
Like Homeboys in Outer Space?
No.
Stop it.
No, there is
Brian.
no. Nah, there was a show in the early 90s I didn't even know existed. What's the black guy from Magnum PI?
The curly hair guy?
Roger E. Mosley? Is that it?
What was I forgot his character.
I think it's Roger E. Mosley. He had a show real quick in the early 90s, maybe ABC or CBS, whichever one. Nell Carter was his wife. They were trying to
that's a lot of
make a black version of Roseanne.
Sorry, leave this here.
And guess who their oldest son was on the show?
Ooh.
Never knew this existed.
Had to be Cuba.
Most
no.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. You watched that. Yeah, I watched that.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that because that's how I know. That's how I know.
I watched TV back then religiously, and I don't remember that at all. That's so wild.
Was Mos Def rapping back then?
No, Mos Def is an actor first, bro.
Yeah,
really.
He's an actor first.
I hated his character in 21 Blocks. Was it 21 Blocks?
Yeah, it was 21 Blocks.
I hate.
Is that the movie with Bruce Willis?
I couldn't stand his voice in that movie.
But because the first time I saw Mos Def, where I paid attention was hip hop.
See, video games.
Hip hop.
Go ahead. Video games is it. I like watching them.
Yeah,
I like watching like old video game clips, like Nintendo games. For games I couldn't beat.
I get anxiety watching that shit. Like if I watch,
because my ass couldn't beat him.
Like the Battletoad shit, I'd be like, I couldn't beat this fucking
Battletoad. Yep.
And I'm probably the same as Rich, like what Bobby said, car videos, but like reviews of cars, like Doug DeMuro. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Was you done? So, Izzo?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. So, Rich.
All right, so for me, it'd be gaming, but more gaming trailers, sci-fi stuff. Actually, body weight fitness is coming to the fold a lot as of late.
Calisthenics, they hurt.
Yeah, calisthenics. Yep. Which that's a whole funny thing about that.
They should rename calisthenics to fuck your wrists.
You know. So here's the thing funny about this, right? All right, so I would, because I've been doing like ring workouts for about a month and a half now.
Jesus Christ.
And I mean, I can actually support myself on rings like for the good like 20-30 seconds now.
Jesus Christ.
And so this is something that I know it's a complete tangent, but I had to get some blood work done, and the person who was doing the lab work was trying to find my vein. And they were like having a hard time doing it. And I thought, she was like, well, when people have a lot of muscle in their forearms, like, oh, okay, well, it's a little harder to find. Yeah, I was like, I said, she's just bullshitting. This is
but in the way you was like, yeah, bitch.
Right. So, but here's the thing. This is how I knew she wasn't, because the other day I had to go back for something else. And the same problem was there, so I was like, "Oh, this is like a new problem," because all calisthenics, especially rings, it's all forearm grip. So like right at the base of the front of your arm, all of that is just like, I guess all the muscles dense now. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's new problem.
You wait until you go to get like your blood pressure taken and they can't find a regular cuff to fit your arm. That shit will blow your head up.
Hey, actually, it's funny you say that, Brian, because now I actually have to. When I got my blood pressure checked, they're actually like, "Oh no, the cuff is too small. We have to get a bigger one." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
It's all fun and games till you motherfuckers die.
Fuck you, Sosa.
What?
God damn it, man.
All my life I had to hate, huh, Sosa?
Right. So, all right. So, film criticisms, action figure reviews.
Yep.
Automobile repair, electrical wiring, actually. No. And now that I have this Durango, off-roading has actually started to come into the fold.
Okay. I'm scared to look up electrical engineering and shit, like whatever you're looking at, because I try stuff. Like that's what I use YouTube for, to try shit. And as soon as I look up something like how to rewire your house, I'm like, I can do it.
Well, nope. I mean, in a way, I actually did that.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I'm scared.
Yeah, Well, I mean, but here's what I'll be honest with you though. Stuff like that, I watch like 3 or 4 videos before I actually try it because it's like that first one you watch might be the wrong one, and then you find like 3 or 4 others, and you're like, okay, if they all say the same thing, it's like Rob's stupid. So yeah, it's I always like look at 4 or 5 videos first before I go ahead and be like, okay, this is all right,
Okay.
I hate Rob.
Was that good? That was it, Rich?
Yeah. And of course it has a lot of Dodge stuff on here because Mopar, no car.
Mopar, no car.
All right, Nick, what we got, Nick? What we got on the list?
Well, not mostly wrestling. Can't help it. Sports. Up until recently, there's a lot of like marathon training when I was training for the marathon, but that didn't work out. Rich got me back on the action figures, so a lot of Transformer Masterpiece videos. I got a young son, so he watches Pac-Man a lot, so there'll be Pac-Man videos.
Ooh, okay. Your algorithm is all messed up.
The game.
How did he get into Pac-Man though?
I don't know. He just started one day watching it. He loves Pac-Man. I can't explain it.
Are you talking about Pac-Man from the 80s?
Yeah.
That's like the
Didn't
last
they have a
game on Earth
cartoon?
I went.
Pac-Man had a cartoon, right?
Yeah, the 80s is a recent one too. So he likes Pac-Man.
Make sure.
I got one other thing to add, and I forgot to mention this because I think you all were saying like one thing that's kind of out there. Mm-hmm. This one is Korean street food.
That pops up on my timeline with the food.
It does.
That's
you get a lot of,
you
and you know what? You know what's dangerous about that? When you watch the Korean street food thing, all of a sudden you're a mukbang fan.
And I'm not in the mukbang.
Oh no! See, like when that comes up, I start like, do not recommend. Like,
what did you say?
Mukbang. Mukbang is an entire universe where people just watch other people eat food.
And then they normally have the mics up kind of loud where you hear everything.
It includes the ASMR stuff too.
Yeah.
So
that's
please don't. And since we
some people love it. I've had normal ass people say they love it.
Yeah. I've had people that had channels. I've known people that had channels. Mukbang.
Just leave it alone, Sosa.
Yeah.
Don't look it up, Sosa. Do not do that.
I'm not.
No, it's not perverted. It's not perverted.
No, it's not.
I know. I get
it. It don't matter.
Well, it's not perverted until you see like this little Asian girl biting like something phallic.
Chill out.
I'm just saying. I'm serious.
Gooey duck.
But yeah. To the wrestling videos with Nick, man. You know what? Wrestling is probably one of the most rabbit hole things you could watch.
Oh God, yes.
Like once you watch a video, is something else you have to see. Either one of the wrestlers or something they did or something in the past, and you just fall down this entire rabbit hole.
Oh shit, I'll do that. If it takes me to the 80s and early 90s, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I watch Jom. What is Jom?
I don't want to know.
I don't really want to know. I'm not Googling it because I'm not going to jail.
Rom is range of motion, so Jom is Jim Cornette.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. See that, like I said, you start with wrestling, you're like,
that's a rabbit hole there now. His
yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, he said it's mistype. Okay.
But yeah, no.
I think he was trying to say Jim Cornette.
I mean, I like shooting too, so I watch a lot of stuff with guns, like gun reviews.
That's not what you said.
No, I know, but because I got a weird.
No, you good. But I mean, YouTube is just one of those things that nothing is ever going to replace YouTube. You know, every fad website has another one that comes along and buries it.
How far back do you guys go with YouTube?
How back? What now?
How far back do you guys go with YouTube? Like I go so far back that I got my YouTube account, and I got my account with YouTube when Google bought it.
Oh wow. No.
Oh shit.
No.
I don't think. Yeah, I didn't like register a YouTube account until Google bought them. I think.
Oh shit.
I think I've been using YouTube for a long time, but I didn't even know you had to register one until later in life. So I was just like going to YouTube, typing something, and then getting off of it. I was like, "Oh, you can have an account? Okay."
And this was before Iraq, so that was 20. I went to Iraq in 2010. So yeah, I've had a registered account for a long time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it changes, and I think everybody's algorithm changed slightly with the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because I had to find something to take up more time. My videos got longer.
Because do any of you guys go to like to review technology, like unbox? Like I used to do a lot of unbox.
They don't unbox, but I used to.
I do unbox before I purchase whatever technology I'm about to buy. Like if it's a cell phone, a video camera, anything like that, especially like fishing lures, whatever, I'll watch unboxing videos like that.
Yeah.
But if it's nothing I'm about to get, I don't. Unless it's a robot, because I'm just.
That's just like I had TVs for a while at the beginning of the pandemic, because I bought a new TV like for about a month. I'm like, all right, enough. I got it now, so I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
YouTube is good for like if you're about to watch a series and you can't remember the last season. I'll watch a quick wrap up of the last season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What does he say? Okay, Rob says I journal a bit, and my journal changed during the pandemic. Thought to myself, so I'm knocking people out.
Hey, Rob, just put the journal down and just knock them out. Just fuck it.
Yeah, no, let's keep Rob out of jail.
I got better.
All right, so we got anything we want to talk about? Anything you want to put out there? Any shotgun topics? Anything you want to get off your chest? Any grievances before we end the show?
R.I.P. to Chesley. What's her last name?
Oh man.
Oh,
God, is it Chris? Is that how you say it?
I think so.
That one bitch, man.
What?
What?
No, not her. Not her. God bless her.
I was like, wait, what? Was like, whoa.
But there was
transition.
There was I think the bitch is a
Chesley
model.
Chris.
The influencer. No. You'll understand why. You'll understand why I say it when I finish my thought. So God bless the dead. The young woman committed suicide, and somebody got on as like more money for me, because there was two people who committed suicide, two women of the same age committed suicide. I guess they were in the same profession.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she was like, "Well, fuck, more money for me, more attention for me, or some shit like that." Fuck that bitch, man. That
got your attention. The attention you'll never get anymore.
Man,
right?
You know, it's always a sensitive topic. I know I've made fun of it before, but it is a sensitive topic, and you never know what nobody going through. I think Rich said it. He's like, moral of the story: stop being a dick, or don't be a dick.
Yeah.
There's good words to live by. Don't be a dick.
It lingers with people, man.
There are more people than you. There are more people than you know that are like that one situation away from either taking their own lives or taking somebody else's lives. And the last thing that sets them over is always the silliest thing to us. You know, somebody forgot to put air in my tire. I got the wrong food at the restaurant, but you got
the microwave
been through.
Dude, that shit sets me off every goddamn time. Y'all want $15 an hour? Get the fuck out of my face. Sorry.
Having a minute. But okay. But yeah, it's always that one thing, man. So I try to treat people with compassion, even if they're being a dick to me. Because you just never fucking know. And I don't know what made this lady commit suicide, and nobody will ever say anything. There'll be a bunch of speculations, but nobody will ever say. But 30 is too young.
Yeah, she was
to have that much on you.
Yeah, lawyer, former Miss USA, and then was working as a correspondent on the show Extra.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because I actually watched it.
It might have been. And you know, it might have been something as simple as somebody had a video and said they was going to release it of her being naked. It might have been something like that. That's simple.
Something trivial is what you mean.
But it would have destroyed her entire world if it got out. So just be good to people, man. Stop being a fucking.
Also, something I actually something I actually heard on a podcast. Van Lathan has a podcast with Rachel Lindsay. She's actually was like the first Black bachelorette, and they have a podcast on the Ringer Network. And she worked with her on Extra, and she said it made her learn something. Her deaf, because she was crying when they were talking about it on the podcast. It's kind of like she was always happy, and then it just kind of made it go like, don't just check on the people who are down or going through it. Check on the happy people too. So that's all I got to say.
I check on people that don't even talk to me no more. It's like, y'all good? You good? How's everything going? And I don't care if they ever respond. I checked on you. I just wanted to see if you was okay. But anyway, good show tonight. We'll be back next Thursday. Hope everybody comes back and joins us. This has been another edition of The Company. Thank you for allowing. What?
We're going to stop on
I'm sorry. Hold up. I got OCD.
We're stopping on the Debbie Downer?
The shit's crazy.
What? You got like 4 minutes, bro.
Because if I do this and I look up, it's like I got a halo, and I'm not trying to lie to people.
Yeah, we know that wouldn't be.
We appreciate that. Don't lie.
I got a halo.
Stop it.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I guess we can end on that.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week, man. Thank you for allowing us to keep you company. We'll holler at you later. Peace.
Wait, knock.
Sing a song.